Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We're back. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Of course, as usual, Big Rude got issues with something, so he's fussing at me about the music, but I don't really care what he thinks. But
man, hold on,
I
dog.
guess
You gonna call me out?
Yeah, I'm gonna call you out.
You gonna be like that?
Yes.
I'm just saying. You're the only one on the planet who's seen Bruce Leroy in the past 5-10 years.
No,
I'm saying
it's the Last Dragon, man.
Man, Last Dragon,
That's the Last Dragon, man.
I don't recognize that song.
Yeah, but there's people
man,
right now.
I ain't seen that joint. I ain't seen Show Enough in like 15 years.
There's people right now that's loving that song.
And they can love it.
So
I don't give a rat's.
It is what it is. Ain't no half stepping, Marcus J. We're going to go ahead and get into the socially conscious and entertainment hour. And at this time, we're going to profile the missing and or exploited child. Tonight's missing and or exploited child is Derek Alexander Fogg. Derek Alexander Fogg, his date of birth is August 10th, 2009. He has been missing since November 1st, 2012. He's a black male, stands 2'5", 85 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. He's missing from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The photo, of course, on the website we'll put up is of young Derek. He may be in the company of his mom. This is a family abduction. They may travel to South Carolina. Derek, his mother's name, by the way, is Celestia. They may be traveling in a maroon 1997 Honda Accord with North Carolina license plate B as in boy, F as in foxtrot, P as in papa, 2139. When last seen, they were the left side of her hair was shaved and the right side was very long. Young Derek has a scar on his lower arm, and his mom, Celestia, may wear hazel or blue contacts, and she may go by the last name Clark. If you have seen Derek Alexander Fogg, please contact the National Center for Missing and or Exploited Children. Contact them on their website, missingkids.com, or contact them by phone at 1-800-THE-LOST, 1-800-843-5678, 1-800-843-5678. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and bring Kenny Spurlock back into the conversation, and we'll talk with him about LegalShield. Very excited to talk to him about this this business that he is a part of. And Kenny, I want to go ahead and just kind of start off by having you tell us exactly what is LegalShield.
All right, and I definitely appreciate you welcoming me in the studio today, Mr. Marcus J. Well, basically, LegalShield, like I was saying earlier, is a 40-year-old company that's been protecting families in America and in Canada, just kind of helping them live life, worry-free. That song that you hear, I don't know if you guys are fans of Lil Wayne or anything like that, but that song, I Ain't Got No Worries?
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's nice to sing that and say that in a song, but, the actuality of, today is that people have a lot of worries, whether it's stuff about they're worrying about at work, worrying about with their, their children or whatever it may be. And to add stuff to their plate, it kind of it raises their stress level. They say over about 70% of employees today were worried about stuff outside of work that was, messing up their focus and messing up their production at work.
Right.
So when you have those type of situations going on, who do you normally call? And, if you ever thought about talking to an attorney, that the hourly rate for an attorney is just astronomical.
Right.
So a lot of times people are forced to basically check their checkbooks before they can even check what their rights are.
Right.
And if the average person could just get that legal question answered, they could probably prevent it from turning into a legal crisis or legal situation. Well, with LegalShield, we like to say we let people worry less and live more, because we take that burden off of them, take that financial burden off of them, and give them access to the legal system.
Right. Now, let's say you got a person like everybody in this room, law-abiding citizens, we don't get in any trouble. Why would someone like us need to have a company like LegalShield backing us up?
Right, and that's an excellent question. And you think about the type of stuff that we prepay for in advance. We don't go out driving expecting to get in a car wreck, and 9 times out of 10 we don't. But we prepay monthly every month for car insurance.
Right.
I've been driving for I'm not gonna tell my age, but I've been driving for some years.
Right.
And knock on wood, I've never had a car wreck, but I've paid my monthly insurance faithfully, because I know what could happen to me if those expenses came up on me all of a sudden. I wouldn't want to come out of pocket. Healthcare, I'm pretty healthy. I don't go to the doctor that often, but I keep that health insurance because I know if something comes up,
Right.
I need that, I need that protection. I need those expenses taken care of. So for the average person who doesn't get in trouble, well, attorneys are looked at it the wrong way. Most people think of attorneys that they're for bad people.
Right.
But, bad stuff happens to good people as well.
Right.
Like my father, he's a good person. He obeys the law, but he didn't expect to get pulled over for a $357 speeding ticket down in Hampton while looking for a church with my mom.
Right.
Now, my dad's 77 years old. He didn't want to come out of his pocket for that, plus have points going on his license and his insurance going through the roof. Well, he made one phone call to his attorneys with LegalShield. They contacted the top traffic attorney in Hampton. She went to court on his behalf, got the ticket thrown out to defective equipment.
And he didn't even have to go.
Well, he didn't have to go, but she asked him to come down there just so he could see the process, so he could see how it worked. And she told him, she said, listen, I know the judge.
Right.
I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say X, Y, Z. You only say A, B, and C, and everything's going to be fine.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Oh, no.
And again, some of the things that from work people came to me about wasn't LegalShield, but possibly a competitor, Prepaid Legal. What's the difference between you and Prepaid Legal?
Prepaid Legal is actually our founding company. Prepaid Legal is the company that got started 40 years ago. LegalShield is the new company. We had a private equity firm out of Manhattan, New York called Mid-Ocean Partners that came in 2011 and purchased Prepaid Legal for $650 million. And, if a company comes in and makes that type of investment, they see the value in the company. They saw that it was a unique product, but they needed an overhaul. They needed a rebranding and a remarketing. So they put that money on the table and took them under their wing and said, listen, we're going to make you guys a household name. We're going to do television advertising. We're changing the name to LegalShield to give it something more memorable. Because, if you think about it, back in 1920s, before healthcare existed, people were, breaking their pockets trying to see a doctor. So they decided to come up with a concept called Blue Cross Blue Shield. Well, now, so that people are not breaking their pockets on the legal aspect of things, they decided to come up with LegalShield. So it's give you, something to kind of remember and household name. Yes,
Plus, the
indeed.
word shield gives you
shield. It gives you that protection.
Yeah.
You think about it. I mean, now you can really sing that song. I ain't got no worries because you got a lawyer.
You got it.
Think about it. How many times have you had a situation where, maybe you're arguing all day with a cell phone company for overcharging you, or maybe it's your car, you took it into a dealership or took it into the auto shop and you took it in one problem wrong and it come out with two problems wrong. Like it's smoking now but won't smoke when you took it. Who do you call? And how many times have we walked out of those situations saying, you'll be hearing from my attorney? Them people know we don't have no attorney to call on, so
Right.
they take advantage of us and say whatever they want, do whatever they want. But now you actually can have an attorney to call on. And we actually give our members 24/7 emergency access to call an attorney for those type of situations.
What if you had your own attorney, but you wanted to kind of use them under the LegalShield umbrella? Kind of similar to, you mentioned health insurance before, similar to, I got my doctor, I want to use my doctor,
Right.
but does my doctor take this insurance? That
Right.
kind of concept. Would that work, or do you have to, I guess, use the in-network attorneys?
LegalShield is what they've done is they've put together a proprietary network of attorneys. And what I mean by that is these attorneys that are the thousands of law firms that represent you in LegalShield, because the membership covers you and your family nationwide. These attorneys have already been pre-screened and to be eligible to be a part of this network system. So, and LegalShield provides a quality assurance over those attorneys to make sure that you're getting the best quality available. All the attorneys that are in the LegalShield network are rated on a graded scale, A through D, like you're having school or whatever. So A being the best, and then they give them a V for very high ethical standards. And so all of the attorney firms that you get represented in LegalShield are AV rated. To give you a kind of a comparison, if you all remember the Johnny Cochran law firm, Johnny Cochran is a BV rated attorney firm. With LegalShield, all the attorneys that represent you, the thousands in the network, are all AV rated. So you're getting the best of the best, but not having to pay out of the pocket.
Well, speaking of pay, because that's what everybody's going to want to know.
Yes, sir.
What does the membership cover? What does it cost? Is it a family plan? Is it, if I got it, does it cover my whole family? Like, what is the financial obligation and what do you get?
Yes, sir. And, some of your listeners who may be in Atlanta may have seen some of our commercials, and some of the commercials that are advertising are saying, you get this legal protection for less than $20 a month. So basically, you can have protection for not only you, but for you, your spouse or significant other, your children up to the age of 18 if you're the legal guardian of that child, up to 21 if it's your biological child living at home, and up to 23 if that child is in college for $17 a month. And, typically for $17 a month, someone will say, okay, well, wait a minute. How am I able to afford these type of attorneys? You just told me you're getting the best of the best. How am I able to afford that for $17 a month? And I say, well, how are you able to afford some of the best doctors out there and just pay a $10 copay when you go to see your doctor for your checkups? And it's because it's not just your $17 that's paying for these attorneys. It's the pool of all of the members paying into the network. And it basically is prepaying for whatever the expenses that you would incur if something comes up. They just pull from that pool of money, and that's how you're able to get your coverage.
Would you be eligible not just in the family, but in the, like if you had a small businesses,
yes, sir.
Things like that? Is that something that, I guess, if you were running like us, like our crew, we're a small business, how would we benefit?
Yes, sir. Well, legal things can come up for the person. You can be sued as a person. You can have legal issues going on as your person and as your family. But we also offer legal plans to protect small businesses. Our small business plans start at $75 per month. And that depends on the number of employees that you have. So, for example, if someone wanted to come after your business, you had a disgruntled employee, you had a disgruntled customer, that particular small business plan protects that business. They do, things like debt collection letters, representing you in court if your company is ever sued, the same way they would represent you, the person with the family plan, if you're ever sued in court.
Right. How would someone get in contact with you to sign up? I'm guessing you have your contact information, you have a website, something like that?
Yes, sir. There's two basic ways that someone can get in contact with me. And one is to just sit down the old-fashioned way, and we sit down and we fill out a paper application. I meet with all of my customers, and I go through them the benefits and explain to them everything that they're getting. And then we fill out a paper application that goes out to our corporate headquarters out in Ada, Oklahoma. And we also have a website, my personal website, that people can go on, and on there they can see a video clip that shows them the type of protection that they're getting, as well as they can sign up on that website. And that website is kspurlock.legalshield.com.
One more time.
Again, that's kspurlock, SPURLOCK.legalshield.com. And if anybody in the Richmond area or in the surrounding areas want to reach me locally for questions and concerns, or how they can sit with me and get some questions answered, and we can sit down and go over the membership, my cell phone number is 804-301-7726. Again, that's 804-301-7726.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Kenny. We appreciate that information. We'll definitely have you revisit it one more time before the end of the show. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we got ladies that just infiltrated the room, people. We about to do the Diva Diaries. We about to get it in. Marcus J. ain't no half stepping. I tell you, man, I try to shoot a nice promo, and they always throw me off.
Mess it up.
They always mess it up, but that's cool. Ain't no half step. Marcus J. Be back in a minute.
What's up? This is DJ Renee Melendez of Jersey City, New Jersey. And on Monday nights from 7 to 9, I'm checking out Ain't No Half Steppin' with my homeboy, Marcus J.